All right, today we're going to do something a little different. Think of it like a game, an AI egg hunt. We're going on a challenge to see if you can spot the hidden mistakes that even the smartest AIs make. So, you ready to test your skills?
I mean, you've seen it, right? Generative AI sounds so human. It's confident, it's well-spoken, and it gives you these really smooth, natural-sounding answers. And that makes sense because it's trained on this just massive amount of human writing. So yeah, it's gotten really, really good at sounding just like us. But, and this is the big but, just because it sounds right, does that mean it is right? Does that incredible fluency actually mean it's accurate? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
So, welcome to the AI egg hunt. Here's how it's going to work. In each round, I'll give you 4 statements. 3 of them are correct, but 1 is a sneaky AI-generated error. Your job is to find it. Think you're up for it? Okay, let's dive in.
Okay, let's get into round 1. Our first target, well, it's maybe the most famous or infamous AI mistake out there. We're talking about the hallucination. So what even is a hallucination? Basically, it's when an AI just makes stuff up. It states something that sounds totally believable with all the confidence in the world, but it's just flat out wrong. It's not pulling from facts. It's just kind of guessing the next word that sounds right in the sentence. All right, here we go. Your first test. Have a look at these 4 statements about the human heart. 3 are true, 1 is a hallucination. Which one is it? Go ahead, lock in your guess.
And the answer is C. If you picked the heart has 5 chambers, you nailed it. This is a perfect example of a hallucination. It sounds all scientific and proper, right? But nope, it's just wrong.
But here's where it gets really wild. Hallucinations can be way more subtle than that. I'm talking about an AI inventing fake research papers, citing authors that don't even exist, or just creating a whole list of fake sources. It can look 100% real, but it's all made up from scratch.
So, the big lesson from round 1? Just because the AI sounds confident, that doesn't mean a thing. Confidence is not evidence. That credibility can be totally 100% fake.
Okay, great job on that first one. You've hunted down your first AI egg. For round 2, we're going to shift gears a bit. We're moving away from things that are just factually wrong to something a lot more subtle, the hidden bias.
So think about it. AI learns from pretty much everything humans have ever written online. And, well, that data is full of our own biases, right? The AI picks up on all those patterns and can start spitting them back out. And they can sound totally normal, but they're just not fair.
All right, round 2. Take a look at these 4 descriptions of what a leader is. One of them has a hidden bias baked right in. Now, this one can be tough because a lot of these biases just sound like, common sense or old stereotypes we've all heard.
Did you spot it? The biased one is D. It ties leadership directly to being a man and having these very specific, decisive traits. That's a classic stereotype that the AI picked up from all the data it was trained on.
And listen, this is not just some academic exercise. This stuff has real-world impact. When you have AIs making recommendations for hiring, or deciding who gets funding, or even helping with performance reviews, this hidden bias can cause some serious problems for real people. So what's the key idea here? It's that AI bias is sneaky. It often hides right in front of us, disguised as something that feels normal. But we gotta remember that its effects can be incredibly real and, frankly, deeply unfair.
Awesome. 2 down, 2 to go. You're doing great. Our third egg is even trickier. This one's a little more nuanced. We're on the hunt for an error caused by missing context. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Missing context is when an AI says something that's, well, technically true, but it leaves out such important information that the whole statement becomes misleading. It's not really a lie, but it's definitely not the whole story. Okay, let's see if you can catch this one. We're talking about how students learn. 3 of these statements are perfectly fine, but one of them is a classic missing context trap. Can you find it?
The misleading one is C. And this is a perfect illustration of the problem. More feedback always improves learning outcomes. I mean, it sounds right, doesn't it? But it's missing that critical piece of context, that too much feedback or really poorly designed feedback can totally overwhelm a student and actually make things worse.
And that's our key idea for this round. More is not always better. Without the proper context, even a statement that's technically true can send you down the wrong path. It's all about the quality and the completeness of the information. All right, you've made it. This is the final round of our AI egg hunt. Let's finish strong. Our last error is something we actually ask AI to do all the time, but it can be a real trap. It's the oversimplification. You know, AI is fantastic at taking a super complex topic and breaking it down, but sometimes it goes a little too far. It can strip away so much of the important detail and nuance that what you're left with is just shallow. Or worse, it becomes misleading.
Okay, last quiz of the day. Here are 4 statements about the brain and the body. Which one is the oversimplification? Which one sounds true on the surface, but really just glosses over all the important complex stuff? And the oversimplification is B, the brain controls the body. Now, that's not exactly wrong, but it paints a really incomplete picture, right? A much more nuanced way to put it is that the brain is a central part of this incredibly complex nervous system where tons of different systems are all working together. And that leads us to our final takeaway. Look, simple explanations are great. They're a perfect place to start, but we have to be smart enough to recognize when an idea is just too complex for a one-liner. Simple isn't always enough.
And that does it for our AI egg hunt. So now that we've found all the eggs, let's pull everything together and see what we've learned. So, be honest now, how many did you get right? It's not always easy, is it? Spotting these kinds of mistakes takes a whole new kind of critical thinking, and it's a skill that honestly we all need to start building. Let's do a super quick recap of the 4 eggs we were looking for. First, we had hallucinations. That's when the AI just makes stuff up. Then we had hidden bias, where it repeats unfair patterns from its training data. After that, missing context, where something is true but incomplete. And finally, oversimplification, where all the important nuance gets lost. So what do you do about all this? Well, here's a simple 3-step toolkit you can use. Number 1, question. Just don't automatically trust what the AI tells you. Number 2, verify. If it's an important fact, check it with a source you know is reliable. And number 3, reflect. Just pause for a second and ask yourself, hey, could there be missing context here? Could there be some kind of bias going on? Let's leave it with this final, really important idea. Generative AI is incredibly fluent. It sounds smart, it sounds capable, it sounds so confident, but it is not infallible. And just remembering that one simple difference, that's the absolute key to using this amazing technology wisely.